Chelsea capitulated. It was an absolute disaster. Yes, they're Brazilians. Yes, they play in higher temperatures. Yes, they're used to this. When it gets tough, right, and Flamengo, a fantastic side. Don't get me wrong, I've not seen a team put that much energy in for so long, okay? Flamengo fans, absolutely sensational.
Opa, e aí Antenado, beleza? Eu sou o David Sharp, você está no canal do David Sharp porque o canal Antenados na Jogada segue excluído. A covardia do YouTube ainda não foi recuperada, não foi restaurada. Enquanto isso, a gente tenta trabalhar por aqui, né? O canal aqui está um pouco parado, por isso que o YouTube não entrega tanto, mas a gente tenta fazer com que a gente ressurja aqui, já que a gente está no Mundial, né? Para tentar fazer a melhor cobertura possível para você. Então, se você gosta do meu trabalho, muito obrigado. Eu peço que você se inscreva, deixe o like, seja membro ou apoie com Pix. Antenados na Jogada 2018@gmail.com é o Pix para você nos ajudar. Lembrando que nesse momento, com o canal excluído, até que volte, nosso dinheiro, nossa monetização também vai embora. A gente não recebe nem mesmo aquilo que já foi pago, ou que deveria já ter sido pago, né? Porque a gente já ganhou, infelizmente. Assim como aconteceu no ano passado, que fomos desmonetizados lá no Antenados. Mais uma covardia até pior do que aquela. Muito bem, vamos falar aqui então nesse tema aqui. Muito bem, vamos falar então nesse vídeo sobre um torcedor do Chelsea, que é youtuber também, que enalteceu demais a torcida do Flamengo. Mas enalteceu muito. E, além disso, o time do Flamengo e detonou o técnico, como venho lendo aí vários comentários de torcedores do Chelsea, detonando o Maresca, pela improvisação lá no meio de campo, do Reece James, essas coisas todas. E você vai ver, a partir de agora, com tradução, com legendas, e claro, enaltecer também aqui não só ao Flamengo, pela grande, enorme, magnífica vitória contra o Chelsea, como também o Botafogo, que a gente já citou, a vitória espetacular de outra forma, jogando mais retrancado, mas não tem problema nenhum, a estratégia, o PSG que é um time talvez o mais forte do mundo até então, né? Campeão da Champions, meteu 4 no Atlético de Madrid na primeira rodada, desse Mundial de Clubes mesmo. Impressionante. O feito do Botafogo foi incrível. Mas além de Botafogo e de Flamengo estarem liderando seus grupos, Fluminense, com a vitória de hoje, também lidera no seu grupo. Uma vitória de virada, vitória sofrida, mas também lidera. E o Palmeiras também está liderando, ou seja, os 4 brasileiros, meu amigo, estão líderes de seus grupos depois de 2 jogos dos 3 que vão realizar nessa fase de grupos e todos muito próximos da classificação. Um espetáculo realmente. Parabéns ao futebol brasileiro. Nesse novo formato, os europeus têm que correr atrás e muito. E os outros continentes, então, nem se fala. Olha só, então vamos assistir aqui o nosso querido amigo inglês falando sobre a derrota do Chelsea para o Flamengo, lamentando e enaltecendo, exaltando a torcida do Mengão, quando você vai vendo aí grandes imagens da nossa cobertura, minha em parceria com o Coluna do Fla, agradecendo mais uma vez ao Coluna por ajudar a gente a vir aqui cobrir o Mundial de Clubes. Pessoal lá comemorando, teve bandeirão na porta do estádio, teve muita festa mesmo, você acompanhando as imagens aqui nesse vídeo no canal do David Sharp, tá bom? Dá uma olhada aí. E tamo junto, torcemos sem parar. Valeu!
Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things we learned from Flamengo 3, Chelsea 1. That was a ridiculously humbling defeat for Chelsea Football Club. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? When I saw us 1-0 up at half-time, I was thinking, this has got the remnants, right, of a coming-of-age Chelsea performance. We're playing against a team that has got the entire 55,000 capacity crowd behind them. They're a team that are given 120% energy for every single ball, but we're coping with it. We're dealing with it. We're getting a few yellow cards here and there, yeah, sure, but we're not losing our heads. They're getting a couple as well. They're making fouls, we're making fouls, but lo and behold, I'm going to say it now before we get deeper into this video, immaturity and a lack of experience has once again, after all of these times, a lack of experience and immaturity has bit us firmly on the flipping ass cheeks. And I tell you what I saw for about 8 minutes of play, which is beyond a capitulation, That wasn't a team. That wasn't a football team that were intelligent and smart enough to know how to cope with being 1-0 up in a game, in a Club World Cup, with the opportunity of becoming world champions, by the way. We didn't know how to cope with the pressure. We had the crowd on us the whole game. And listen, and I tell you what, because they were such good seats, I felt bad for how angry I was for everyone else around me that was there for a jolly, that was there for like just watching a sporting game. Like, I care about this flipping club. I care about this team. And I care about what I see out there on the pitch. And I saw something today, which was when it gets tough, right? And Flamengo, a fantastic side. Don't get me wrong, I've not seen a team put that much energy in for so long, okay? But for a team like Flamengo to do that to us in the space of what, 10 minutes? We got Champions League football coming up in a few weeks' time. In the start of September, Chelsea begin their campaign back in the Champions League, which, by the way, we won the Champions League to get in this competition in the first place. We're not ready for that. After what I've seen today in difficult atmospheres against teams that have actually got serious players, serious pressure put on us, we did not know the first thing to do. Chelsea capitulated. It was an absolute disaster. Defensively, the goals that we conceded, they were so flipping simple to stop those goals going in. How we're chasing shadows at the back. Listen, I understand that it's hot. I understand the weather. Trust me, I was sat there, my t-shirt, I'm dripping in it. All right, I'm flipping dripping in it. And I get it, you're running around a football pitch, whatever. The same for these flipping Flamengo players, all right? Yes, they're Brazilians. Yes, they play in higher temperatures. Yes, they're used to this. But what we just saw out there, right, was a Chelsea team that for 45 minutes of the game were able to withstand that pressure, were able to combat it in some kind of way. But then the moment the going gets tough, they just absolutely capitulated. About a 15-minute spell of that football match, we decided we didn't want to be there. I'm thinking, right? How do I even segue into talking whilst I wait for my Uber, being in the stadium and watching from a different angle? You get a different perspective to what you see if you watch on TV, right? So it's easier, I think, to judge football when you've got replays, when you can watch from the sidelines. But watching Liam Delap, I was like, this is it. We need a physical striker. We need someone that's willing to get their back into defenders, willing to put himself about a little bit. And he did that. And he had a great chance in that first half that forced a good save out of the Flamengo goalkeeper. He comes off, decent first debut. People have said to me on Twitter like he wasn't great. Yeah, maybe he wasn't great. Maybe we didn't do that much. We didn't really get him the ball, did we? Let's be honest. Scored a great goal from Pedro Neto. Counter-attacking football. We had less than half the passes Flamengo had after what? Half an hour of the flipping game. So, to be quite honest with you, right? To see all of that and see Jackson then come on and put in that tackle, I'm telling you now, and this is the post-match emotional reaction, sell him if he's going to do that. That is absolutely disgraceful. You're 2-1 down, you've been brought on to chase after the game and you get sent off within 5 minutes of coming on. Who is excusing this nonsense? Who's excusing that crap from Nicholas Jackson? I'm sorry, but I'm absolutely not letting that one go whatsoever. That is atrocious from him. And from the moment that he gets sent off, it's game over. Job done. They've already got an extra 2 men in the crowd because their fans are going bonkers, and fair play again, I'll say it once more. Flamengo fans, absolutely sensational. But Nicholas Jackson, right, the damage was already done from the defence. But for Jackson to then get sent off, what do you want me to sit here and say? We need some leaders. We need some experience right now in this Chelsea team. And that game, under that pressure, has proven it beyond comprehension. If you watch that and don't think we need some leaders and experience in this team, some elite players that can deal with the pressure, then what are you watching? What are we here for? All right, I flipping love watching this club. I feel blessed to be here, watching us in flipping Philadelphia. But if we don't act and react to this properly now, what the bloody hell are we doing? Is the easiest one to scrutinise because I get things wrong, because it's the emotional, immediate reaction at the end of a football game. So I just want to say, look, I'm on the road right now. I'm at the airport. I've got to Philly airport to fly back. And I watch it back again and I think about it and I'm like, well, how do we actually move forward from here? Instead of just trash talking certain players or trash talking the manager or the owners or whatever. I always like to try and be as rational as I can and be as realistic as I can as to what's happened. And I think these boxes here tell us a big story about what needs to happen to our football club right now. Box number 1, I've got nothing but praise to give to Pedro Neto, who opened the scoring today for Chelsea with a brilliant counter-attacking goal. I love seeing counter-attacking football from Chelsea because that is the way that in the past we've been so successful. We don't need all of this possession, all of this passing over and over again. Sometimes, right, if you're not going to have the ball, and listen, the stadium, when I say it, Flamengo had 13 players out there. Their fans were absolutely incredible. So the fact they had the majority of the ball, the fact they were playing passes around and Chelsea were kind of chasing shadows, it wasn't a surprise to me. But Neto's goal, again, brilliant from Pedro Neto. It's a great finish. And 2 goals in 2 games, right? We're in a position here where we're not going to win this group. We're going to come second. Then we're going to have to deal with whatever that brings to the tail for the knockout stages. Look, it is what it is. We've been beaten today by a better side. But Pedro Neto, I thought, was the best player out there on the pitch again for Chelsea. I thought he was excellent. But let's move now into box number 2. It's a red for Nicholas Jackson. I sat in the back of that car. I had the windows down. And I was thinking like, yeah, you know, I'm going to get the 6 things we learned out before I flip and fly. And I'm trying to think of anything I can say without tearing this airport down. Because Nicholas Jackson, right? Yes, he wasn't at fault defensively for the goals we conceded in this game. But you, Nicholas Jackson, have a responsibility out there on the football field, okay? We have just signed a new striker in Liam Delap, who's very young. Lots of people, myself included, were of the impression that Liam Delap is a good signing, but we need some experience. We need to bring someone back. The lady from the Valet's back. She's probably thinking, what is he shouting to a camera for? That is why I have been preaching video after video about bringing in a Victor Osimhen, bringing in an experienced striker, someone that doesn't get 5 minutes of a must-win important game in a World Cup. Honestly, what is he thinking? What is he thinking? It's a straight red card as well, so I don't know how many games he's going to miss. Maybe Nicholas Jackson. Oh wait, hang on a second. He's not going to play in the Premier League either because he got sent off. You see what I'm talking about here? He's not even going to play against Palace on match day number 1 in the Prem because he got sent off. Is he taking the piss, mate? Are you taking the piss out of us? Chelsea fans, are you taking the piss, mate? Have a good, long, hard look at yourself. I'm going to move on before I start going into more about him. So box number 3, I've given a red to Gusto. I'm looking back at this one now, and I gave the boxes at the start as soon as I walked out the stadium. Maybe Malo Gusto wasn't as bad as I thought, but again, he's being played out of position. So this is not a red box for Gusto saying, Gusto, you're a bad player. Gusto, I don't like you. Never play for Chelsea again. That's not like that. We need to give Enzo Maresca some players here, you know, because I do actually rate Maresca, you know. I rate the way that we ended the season. I rate the run of wins that we've had in the build-up to this loss today. And I feel as though today the starting 11 was, again, a plea from those above him, like, just get me some flipping wingers and experience, man. And I tell you what, right? I understand that everyone's got their opinion about Chelsea. Everyone's got their opinion about our transfer business. Everyone has their feelings. If you're still sitting here and telling me today that it's okay to keep buying kids, you don't want this club to succeed. You don't. We need some leaders. We need some experience. We're desperate. Today we've been beaten by a team that had experience, that had leaders, that had grit, graft, and everything that we didn't have to manage a game of football. I'm giving reds to both Colwill and Chalobah because I feel as though they played this game like it was a friendly. This wasn't a friendly. If you look around that stadium, right, this is what football is all about. You've got the Flamengo fans there that care about this so much because they want to get one up on one of UEFA, Europe's top teams, and they've done it today. Spoke about how much this matters to the South American teams and how much it should matter to Chelsea. We won the Champions League, which got us here in this competition. We won the Champions League because we showed grit, we showed graft, I'm using all the same words, but it's the words that come to me. We showed a passion, we could dig deep, we could fight, we could win games we shouldn't win. That's what Chelsea are. And I've seen beyond the opposite of that today. I've seen a Chelsea team that give up the moment the going gets tough. I've seen a team that have gone in at half-time and heard, I don't know what, flipping Dora the Explorer theme tune and decided to go and like act like children on the pitch. What was that? Honestly, what was that from Chelsea in that second half? Capitulation. If we don't see this game as a prime example for the priorities that we need in this window, we're going to be in the same boat in a year. We're not going to be in World Cups again because we won't win the Champions League to get there. I'm telling you now, this team needs experience because when it matters most, when our backs are against the wall, this is what we do. I don't think this is an overreaction at all. I'm a bit emotional, I'm not going to lie, because to see us do what we've just done, the way that we just did, I just want to get on this flight and go to sleep for a while and then give my girlfriend a hug when I see her again.